Finding a phone in a car isn't that unusual anymore, except when it leaves the car, for greener pastures, the high seas, or a leisurely lunch. Radio Shack keeps you in constant communication with their affordable, transportable cellular telephone.
Hello? Oh, yes, he's right here. It's for you.
Yes, I heard about the merger. Buy 100 shares.
The affordable, transportable cellular telephone, only at Radio Shack.
Hello, it's Ryan Munley here, and I'm trying to tell you all about my shared learning project on mobile phones. We seem to have got a bit ahead of ourselves, going straight to the 1980s. We need to go back to the 1870s and a man called Alexander Graham Bell and his first ideas about phones. He was experimenting with telegraph instruments and realizing it might be possible to send a human voice over a wire using electricity. On June 3rd, 1875, Bell sent several sounds to his assistant, Thomas Watson, in the next room. They continued to make amendments to the machine, and the following year, on March the 7th, 1876, the patent was issued and the telephone carried its first sentence. By the summer of 1877, the telephone had become a business and the company AT&T was formed. Other early inventors also helped form the telephone and the way in which calls were sent and received. They ranged from telephone exchanges to ways that enhance signal strength. If we move forward to the 1904, there were over 3 million phones in the USA, which were connected by manual switchboards. By 1930, telephone users could be connected to passengers on an ocean liner. It is expensive though, costing $7, which today would be about $100 per minute. Phones were only for homes and businesses use, until the 1940s when the invention of a two-way radio changed things forever, and we really start to move into the mobile age and the area that I'm more interested in. Are you still there? You're really quiet. The first call was made in a car on 17th of June 1946. The kind of vehicle that was equipped to have these were taxis, police cars and trains. Later versions were called bag phones. Developments happened fast over the next 30 years, and on April the 3rd, 1973, the design manager of Motorola phoned the general manager of Bell in front of reporters, and the age of the handheld phone truly began. The phone he used was about the size of a bag of sugar and weighed as much. Not something you would want to carry around for long, and he could only use it for 30 minutes before you had to charge it for 10 hours. This brings us to where we started, the 1980s.
Those who think getting a car phone is not for them, whatever the reason, haven't kept up with the booming industry of cellular radio telephones. Scenes like this are becoming commonplace in U.S. cities where cellular is available today. This revolution in communications could make it possible for more and more people to have a phone in their car, or even one that travels with you. Like this unique cellular portable made by Motorola, which weighs only 30 ounces. Right now, businessmen and women are major users of radio telephones where cellular is in service. But more people will take advantage of cellular as its benefits become apparent. Eventually, seeing people using cellular phones may seem as commonplace as someone checking time on an electronic watch, figuring on an electronic calculator, or programming on an electronic computer. Industry watchers say there are only a few thousand cellular phones in use right now, but that number is expected to grow considerably within the next few years during the cellular revolution.
When the first mobile phone came to Britain in 1985, you need to fork out £3,000, which is over £7,000 today. Only a few people could afford phones, and the super rich and people called yuppies mainly used them. They were very large, and people often had trouble with the signals. They started to appear in TV programs popular in the day, like Only Fools and Horses.
I see what you mean, Rodney. I better get onto the printers on my executive mobile phone. Let's see how we work this.
Here, boys. Hey? Compliments of the stud.
Hey, who's that? Hey? Oh, it's Boise. Hello, Boise. All right? All right, Tree. Cheers. Here, Michael, just before you go, come and have a look at this. Look at this. Executive mobile phone, right? I can let you have this for what I paid, 40 nicker.
40, huh? Nice looking model.
Yeah, well, I mean, you know, it is. It's top of the range.
That aerial's a bit urgent, isn't it?
Yeah, well, that's the idea. See, it's called instant aerial. It's a feature of this particular model, you see. So I'll tell you what, I'll show you how it works. I'll give you a little demonstration here. First of all, we press that, and then you start.
6-4 and Easton's 5-4. And a double
That's all right. I know what that is. I know, that's all right. The satellite has moved out of position, you see. Hang about, there'll be another one along in a minute. Right?
I think I'll stick to the phone in the public bar, Del.
Yeah, and Michael, listen, I'll tell you what I can do. Look, I'll let you have it for 35 quid. I don't mind losing a fiver for a mate. Don't worry, this time next year we'll be millionaires.
More companies started to make mobile phones, and over the following years, Motorola, Nokia, NEC and Philips all made phones, which by today's standard would be considered as a brick. The 1990s saw the birth of the 2G phones. In 1991, the first text message was sent in Finland. It wasn't instant by any means. This was the first time that my parents had mobile phones. In 1999, with the invention of the World Wide Web, we started to access the web on our mobile phones. They became slimmer, the aerial was removed, and predictive text was introduced. Finally, in 2001, 3G high-speed data hit the world, and mobile phones as I know them were born. Today, there are more than 60 million customers with mobile phones, even though the wireless service was invented just over 50 years ago. The business was worth over $3 million 25 years ago. It has grown to over 30 million each year today. Mobile phones and smartphones have become part of our everyday life, with the ability to browse the internet, play games, take pictures and record videos. Sorry guys, I've got to take this FaceTime call. See you later.